now tuned into the greatest.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sage Beamy podcast. I will be a host for today, Sage Beamy. And on today's episode, still under Karma by Sadhguru, we'll be talking about the smell of bondage. Initially, before I read this segment, because it's not a chapter, it's a part of a chapter, it was like the smell of bondage, as in bondage can be, as in someone can smell the bondage you're emitting or something of that sort. So as I was reading through this chapter, I figured out something, that whatever you do with this is actually what he was saying in the book, whatever we do with your body, mind and energy, it leaves like an imprint with someone or at a place. There's usually an imprint left behind. So depending on your imprint that you're emitting, it will attract life situations. Like if you're experiencing this type of situation, it's because of the actions that your mind and body together with your energy that put you in that sort of situation. So whatever life situation that you're in, it's determined by what you do. Does this actually make sense to you? He goes ahead and tells us a story of him when he was much younger, back when he was living in his parents' house. He found a cobra in a factory. So he ended up picking the cobra and took it back to his place. The factory workers were very happy because it's a snake, a cobra, man. It's a snake. So he took it home and found a big jar and put the snake inside the jar under his bed. So one day the cobra decided, I'll find a way to escape this jar. So it escaped the jar and it chilled inside his bedroom, and it was like, so the cobra was chilling in his bedroom and it made the hiss sound. So once his father heard the hiss sound, he went to check, like you would expect. Looking under the bed, he saw the cobra. So he jumped up, moved away from that bedroom, closed the door and shouted, "Cobra, cobra, cobra," just to alert anyone and everyone. So when Sadhguru got home, he realized that people have discovered my snake, and I don't want the snake to get hurt or killed or anything, so I'll take it out. So he took the cobra out of the house, then snuck it back again when the parents weren't aware of it. So after sneaking it this time, he put it a cage on top of the house up around the roof. So when the cobra was on the roof, it managed to escape again, but this time it went near the school that was around that area of his place. So he gets home, then he finds out that there's something wrong somewhere, as in the energy people are emitting, like people are scared or something. So He goes to the school and he finds people are surrounding the cobra and they are afraid like nobody's business. They're like, it's a snake, for crying out loud. So he goes up, picks up the snake up on his stomach. Then after picking up the snake, he goes away with it. Like, he didn't even go back home because he realized that there'll be much drama and he wasn't up for the drama. So, what was he driving at when he was telling us this story? Because he told us that everyone has his or her own Vasanya. Vasanya is what we said. Whatever you do with your body, energy, mind. If I say body and mind, I mean the same thing. Mind, I mean the life energy. Yeah? Whatever you do with your body or and mind or life energy, it brings about an imprint. That imprint is what we call Vasanya. Vasanya isn't like an odua. It is what you're doing consciously or unconsciously. It's like if you keep on doing something without your knowledge, if you're doing it unconsciously, then you messed up. As in, you don't know, you just find yourself that, oh, this happened, and you have no idea what you did. And that sucks. Anyways, so he told us this story to tell us on how people have different vasanyas. For him, he used to find cobras, the snakes, and rocks just because of following the smell and earth. But for his parents, they used to see a snake and they were like, oh, snake, as in the snake and him were connected. He told us it's called a Kundalini energy. Kundalini energy, it's an energy that lies at the base of the spine of humans. It says yogis consciously harness the spiritual development. The Kundalini energy has been described as serpent energy because it is similar to the snake in terms of shared pattern of movement and stillness. In the early days of his work, Sadhguru, when he wanted to concentrate a powerful energy called the Janalinga. What is the Janalinga? It is a unique structure which all 7 chakras of energy centers are operating at their optimal capacity. He wanted to put all of his chakras working together, all of his life energies working at hand, at the optimal, as in the highest. So he had to change his Vasanya. So he had to gather a couple of people together, like a team, where he wanted to rewrite his own software, change his own life patterns, do it consciously, do this, do that, change this. It's like I'm going to borrow money, and if I borrow money, this is where the money to pay this money that I borrowed will come from, and he gets that. As in, that's a rough imprint of what he's trying to explain. You're doing it consciously because you know, if I do this, this will happen, and this is the solution to that. It's just as simple as that. So he changed his life energy to attract a specific part or actions that happen in his life. So he goes around and tells us another story of how he went to visit a place where monks used to live. Like he said, like I don't know, 1900 years ago, let's say a long time ago. Yeah. So he got to that place. He found it dirty because tourists got there and threw litter and everything. So the volunteers that he went with over there, they cleaned up the place. Then he found this room, and once he sat in that room, he felt like the monk who lived 1900 years ago. I'm exaggerating the number. Let me just look at. Let me just look at the exact year so that I don't put my own figures over there. He said 1900 years ago. So 1900, wow, that's a lot. 1900, that's 1900. I wasn't wrong about that. Anyways, he said that he figured out this monk who lived 1900 years ago are as alive right now as they were alive back then because of their spiritual practices. Their practice led an imprint, as in made an imprint, that anyone who allows himself and reveals himself to listen to it will actually experience them, because he felt like the monk had an amputated leg. He actually gave a detailed explanation on the monk. So anyways, as we wrap up today's episode, what he's actually telling us that if you're broke, if you're in a bad, quote unquote bad, because you're only perceiving it as bad situation in life right now, if you're making good money, if you're enjoying your life, you're doing this because of your vasanya. Your actions is what is putting you there. Your actions with your body and energy, because you're actually doing it. If you're not doing something, if you're not currently doing this to get that consciously, that's your vasanya. Anyways, for anyone who's new here and all the people who have come back, make sure you follow me on my socials for more updates. At Sage_B, me on Twitter, Sage_B_muchachos on Instagram. I'll see you in the next episode, and welcome to the Sage Be Me podcast.